Have you ever felt busy all day, but still gone to bed wondering what you actually achieved? You wake up early, you rush, you work nonstop, your phone never leaves your hand, your to-do list is always full. Yet somehow, your life does not move forward. Your bank account stays the same, your dreams stay distant, and every night you feel tired, but not fulfilled. This is the story of a man who was always busy but never successful. His name was Daniel. Daniel was 35 years old and proud of one thing above all else: how hard he worked. He believed that being busy meant being important, that long hours meant progress, that rest was for lazy people. Every day, Daniel woke up at 5 a.m. He checked emails before brushing his teeth. He skipped breakfast to save time. By 6 a.m., he was already working. Calls, messages, meetings, tasks, his day was full from start to finish. 14 hours a day, no weekends, no holidays. When people asked him how he was, he smiled and said, "Busy, very busy." And he said it like it was a badge of honor. But there was a problem Daniel did not like to admit. Despite all this work, he was still broke. His bills scared him. His savings were almost zero. His job never promoted him. His side projects never grew. And his dreams, starting his own business, having freedom, living calmly, felt further away every year. At night, Daniel lay in bed exhausted. His body hurt, his mind raced, and a quiet question kept returning. If I work so hard, why is nothing changing? But every morning he ignored that question and worked even harder. Daniel believed one dangerous idea: if I am not moving, I'm failing. So he stayed in motion all the time. Emails he didn't need to answer, meetings with no purpose, tasks that looked important but changed nothing. He confused movement with progress. One evening, Daniel met his old friend Lucas at a small cafe. Lucas looked calm, healthy, relaxed. He smiled easily. Daniel noticed something strange. Lucas worked fewer hours, much fewer. Yet Lucas owned his own small business. He traveled. He wasn't rich, but he was free. "How?" Daniel finally asked. "I work twice as much as you. I'm always busy, but I'm stuck." Lucas looked at him carefully and said, "Can I ask you something first?" "Sure." "When was the last time you stopped working to think?" Daniel laughed. "Think? I don't have time for that." Lucas smiled gently. "That's what I thought." A week later, something happened that Daniel could not ignore. At work, after another long day, his manager called him in. "You're hard-working," the manager said. "No one can deny that." Daniel felt proud. "But," the manager continued, "your results are average. You do a lot, but very little of it moves the company forward." Those words hit Daniel harder than any insult. Average. That night, Daniel did not open his laptop. For the first time in years, he sat in silence, and he felt empty. He realized something painful. He had been running non-stop, but in circles. The next morning, Daniel did something that felt wrong. He did not start working. Instead, he took a notebook and wrote one simple question: what actually matters? He stared at the page for a long time. Then he wrote down everything he did in a normal day: emails, calls, meetings, reports, small tasks, fixing things that should never have broken. When he looked at the list, his stomach dropped. 80% of his time created almost no value. It was like watching someone push a car with the handbrake on. That afternoon, Daniel called Lucas. "I think I finally understand," Lucas said. "I'm busy, but I'm not effective." Lucas replied, "Let me show you something." They met at a park.
Lucas picked up a stick and drew two people on the ground. One man pushes a rock uphill for 10 hours. The other spends 1 hour building a simple wheel, then pushes the same rock with ease. "Who looks busier?" Lucas asked. "The first man," Daniel said. "And who moves the rock?" "The second." Lucas looked at Daniel. "You've been pushing without building the wheel." That night, Daniel made a decision. He would stop measuring success by hours worked. He would measure it by results. The next day, Daniel changed his routine. He worked only 6 hours focused. No phone, no useless meetings, no busy work. Before starting any task, he asked one question: "Does this move my life forward?" If the answer was no, he stopped doing it. At first, it felt scary. He felt lazy, guilty, uncomfortable. But something strange happened. His mind became clearer. His energy returned. His work became sharper. He spent time learning skills instead of repeating old habits. He automated tasks instead of doing them again and again. He focused on one goal instead of 10 distractions. Slowly, results appeared. Not overnight, not magically, but clearly. Within months, his side project earned more than his job. His manager noticed his impact, not his hours. His stress dropped. His confidence grew. Daniel was no longer always busy. He was finally moving forward. One evening, as Daniel walked home calmly, he smiled. He remembered the man he used to be, running all day, exhausted, afraid to stop. And he understood the lesson that changed his life. Being busy is not the same as making progress. Motion is not direction. Hard work matters, but only when it is aimed at the right target. If this story feels familiar, take a moment today. Look at your work. Ask yourself honestly, am I building the wheel or just pushing harder? Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop, think, and choose a smarter path. Because real success does not come from endless work. It comes from meaningful work.